Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 737. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hi, guys.
All right, so while I was away watching Ghostbusters and just having fun all day with the family, Chris got some crazy news. What's up, Daniel?
Hi.
All right, so Chris, why don't you take it away?
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, why don't you do the news that we got?
Okay. Yeah, I was having an issue with my microphone here. So, I just want to say first that last night they had their Secrets of the Force Awakens show on ABC, and we were told that we were supposed to be getting a trailer for Rogue One.
Yeah.
Halfway through, Jyn Erso comes on, and she's like, that's the character from Rogue One, and she's like, here's a sneak peek of Rogue One. So we get this sneak peek that I've already seen already, and I think everybody saw. No trailer.
Right.
Nothing. I was dude, I was so
We
pissed.
all were, because we were all waiting for it. It was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, waiting for a trailer for this thing.
Right.
Supposed to break. And, you kind of knew that it probably might not happen because everything is released in Comic-Con. But go ahead.
So, and I have news about that too. But I got online, and I found the leaked trailer.
Right.
I found it. It was amazing. If you guys can still find it out there, definitely go find it. There's a lot of stuff in the trailer.
But is the trailer that you have, is it watching them watch it, or is it actually?
Yes. It's very bad quality, but
I saw it. I loved it, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to see what's going on. There's one thing in there that's an audio thing that they picked up really well. Makes the trailer worth it.
Yes.
So the Rogue One looks great. The sneak peek was great. The film looks great. I'm really excited. Today was great.
It's safe to assume I could say what we have to say, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
The thing about Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah.
That's basically what I wanted originally in the trailer. Now, while you loved the original trailer, I had a problem with it, where I expected that in the trailer the first time. What do we call it? A teaser trailer, I guess? Yeah, I expected that tease to be in there. So I was annoyed, but it was still a good trailer, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I expected to. So yeah, this little thing with Darth Vader, that was really what I was looking forward to.
I also have some news about that scene in the trailer, too.
Go ahead.
Apparently it was a total accident. They were filming. They stopped. They were moving the camera, apparently. Gareth Edwards was moving the camera. He stopped the camera, like he went to do something else. He came back and he looked at the shot that he had, and he said, that's it. That's what we're doing right now. Because they caught Vader's reflection in the floor, or on, like, the table, or some sort of reflective surface. Caught the guy playing Vader, and it apparently looks really good. So they said, that's the one we're going with.
Wow.
So, and, all these things. That's why I like Gareth Edwards, because he sees these shots differently.
Right. He's got that artistic eye.
Yep.
That we wouldn't, he's been doing that for so long. So,
yep.
What about you, Daniel? I mean, you just excited about the Rogue One?
Yeah.
Trailer?
It looks cool.
Yeah. All right, we're going to continue with Star Wars. I am going to get into the thing that Daniel wants to talk about, and that being that odds are that Star Trek Beyond is going to do phenomenal. They already had last year signed them for another Star Trek. But what I often had speculated, all right, eventually I felt they were going to restore the universe and the Prime Universe would be basically shown. Now, the only thing I heard this piece of news that I guess Chris Hemsworth, right? He played Kirk's father originally in 2009, which I forgot about. Okay, and in this Kempler universe, he died, and Kirk became, went through the same type of timeline. Right, he went through the same type of timeline, but without his father ever knowing his father. So he still fulfilled his destiny, but it was kind of different because his dad wasn't around. And where in the first universe, the real Prime universe, his father was a big member of Starfleet, and he wanted to be like his dad, and he went in there and blah, blah, blah. So the only thing I could think of that they're having this big idea that his father's going to return is the fact that they probably go back in time to before the events of Star Trek, the James Abrams. Now, it could be something where a portal leads them there, and they decide to intervene. The outcome is different, but then they're still able to go back to their universe. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that they're going to do a twist on it or something, and he's going to save his father. And that's basically going to be the Prime universe, and then he's going to be able to return back to his universe without anything being altered or something. I think that's where we're headed. What do you think, Daniel?
Like, what are you trying to say? Are you saying, like, we're going to have, like, new Kirk and new crew in the original universe at the end of the movie?
No, I'm saying that they're going to be able to go back in time to before time was messed up, fix it, and then still be able to go back to their universe. And I guess that this will be a way for people to understand that the Prime universe is still around.
Well, of course it's still around. They're going to do a TV series set in there, so I was right when I said that it was always around.
But what I'm saying is the only way you can go and show Chris Hemsworth is if they go back in time.
I don't know. I always thought that maybe like Star Trek 4 could be like, I don't know. I put an idea out there where maybe we can have like a mirror universe movie where George Kirk didn't die and he became the captain of the ISS Enterprise, and
maybe you just hit the nail on the head. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe we could have like USS.
But then
Enterprise.
he would be evil, though. Then.
Yeah. It would.
I don't think it would be evil though, but okay.
Yeah,
you mean father versus son type of thing? I mean, son versus father. Yeah. All right. But again, it's good news that Star Trek is having another one, which we already knew but it's more confirmed now. So. Mm-hmm. All right, Chris, back into Star Wars.
Okay. You're going to have to excuse me on this one because I might fanboy out here a couple of times.
Yeah.
Got the official trailer for Season 3 of Rebels, which looks absolutely fantastic. 3 big things for me happened in this trailer. Well, actually 4. 1, Tom Baker is voicing a character.
That's fantastic. I heard about that.
He's voicing some sort of in-between light and dark side force being.
And that's what he was talking about, that he was in Star Wars somehow.
Yeah,
so.
I tell you, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But again, we see Darth Maul, who is desperately trying to train Ezra as some sort of Sith or dark side user, which is fantastic stuff. We saw the black lightsaber has returned. The black saber that they used in Clone Wars is back here. But the big friggin' thing, the thing that Dave Filoni said, we're bringing a character from Legends back into canon, is a fan favorite. Grand Admiral Thrawn is now canon. And
so one of my favorite novels, Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and Last Command.
Yes.
They're doing those characters.
Not only is he in this universe, but Timothy Zahn, the author of those 3 books, is writing a new novel.
Holy crap.
That will be canon for the new Star Wars universe.
Holy crap.
Mads Mikkelsen's brother is voicing Thrawn in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Thrawn looks and he's got the same characteristics as he has in the book, or book series, I should say.
Oh my god!
So
now, technically, the character's canon, but not the events of Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, Last Command, right? They're going to somehow mix and meld and base. That's great. That's great.
Well, this is what I was saying. I had a feeling that it was either going to be him, Mara Jade, or Revan that they were going to bring in here. I have a very good feeling that they're definitely going to bring in Mara Jade and Revan later on.
Okay.
Revan could in the past, so he doesn't really factor into anything right now as far as we know. But what I was saying was those 3 novels, which you're right, those are wonderfully written.
The best ones I've read, yeah.
Those take place obviously after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Now, we know that they've been kind of staying away from doing anything far after Return of the Jedi, close to The Force Awakens kind of thing. They could easily make Thrawn a series in that 32-year gap.
Yeah.
That could reestablish him as this guy. I think this is perfect bringing him in Rebels, and I have a very funny feeling he's not going to die in Rebels. He's going to live, and I have a very funny feeling he's going to be in a movie. He's going to be in some sort of...
I mean, he's not going to be Snoke, is he?
No, I don't think so. He's not Force sensitive. So,
okay.
And again, also with Ezra, again, my feeling that he is somehow connected to Snoke or is Snoke is being resurged with this trailer, because this trailer had him going so close to the dark side. And at the end of the trailer, he says, "I know the key to destroying the Sith." So, right. I mean, who the hell knows what he's going to do? And again, just so much stuff in this trailer. I mean, season 3 of Rebels looks unbelievable. I mean, it's just it's going through the roof.
That's amazing, man. And I'm trying not to get off Star Wars kick, but other stuff happened today too. There was some Kong stuff.
Yes. Some
Shin Gojira stuff. I saw the trailer. Was it like a 30-second trailer or a 29-second trailer?
Yeah, it was the first TV spot.
Yeah, okay. But we never got to see the actual new trailer, right?
Well, I have news on that too. I have it from a source that we're obviously going to see more TV spots. Sometime in the next few days, we're supposed to be getting another trailer.
I liked it. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
There was a lot in that trailer. There was one particular scene that kind of made me, like, it kind of freaked me out a bit. Yeah. Was when he's coming out of the smoke and his head kind of moves down and he's, like, looking around.
His eye looks good, though.
Yeah.
The eye does look good, yeah.
That kind of freaked me out a bit. I thought it was a great trailer, though, or a TV spot, and I can't wait to see some more.
And I saw a still of them, Tom Hiddleston with Kong Skull Island, where he was, like, the size of inside the eyeball, basically. Like, the Kong was so big that's going to be...
We're supposed to be getting the first trailer next week.
Next week, yeah. That's going to be phenomenal, too. What else? Anything else on that? Anything else?
Just quick news again, going back to Star Wars, they said that there's not going to be anything at Comic-Con, apparently.
Wonderful.
So everything we're getting here, we're getting here. I know that in the next, I think either tomorrow or the next day, I think it's tomorrow, they are doing the Future Films panel. I believe that's what it's called, in the closing ceremonies of Star Wars Celebration. I have a very funny feeling they're going to announce the next anthology film in that conference. And I have a very funny feeling it could be Obi-Wan.
Nice. All right. Did you have anything else, Chris?
Not that I had, no.
Daniel, did you want to talk quickly about Star Trek?
This is weird. Every time I'm on here, I always forget what I want to say. But whenever we're off, I always remember. That's weird,
We could always do another one, Daniel. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I do apologize. I didn't actually think we were going to do podcast tonight because I had a massive problem with my laptop that took me a while to fix. But we can do a podcast another day because it is late anyway. We could do it. Always do it tomorrow if you want. Is that all right?
I keep on forgetting. I got to write these things down.
Don't worry about it. All right. Before we go, I'm just going to briefly touch upon, should I do this in this one, Chris, or the next one?
What are you doing?
Just going to say about Ghostbusters.
I'll do it in this one.
All right. So, again, before I saw Ghostbusters, again, we had a horrible, horrible trailer. Everybody admits that the trailer was horrible, horrendous, bad. The worst reaction in history to a trailer, okay? And it was really sad because I love all Melissa McCarthy's movies. Kate McKinnon, I love on Saturday Night Live, and I love Leslie Jones, and Kristen Wiig is awesome. So it was unfortunate we had a horrible trailer. And even, the other trailers weren't really, they played it off as comedy. But I can tell you from watching the movie, there was some stuff in here that scared the living crap out of me, okay? It wasn't a remake where it's shot for shot. It wasn't anything to do with the library or like any of the stuff they did in the original Ghostbusters movies, okay? It was original. The beginning was a whole different area, different place. The characters are not related to the Ghostbusters. This is a different universe. The original actors, with the exception of Howard Ramis, who sadly had passed away, rest in peace, they had all appeared in cameo roles. They were fantastic. Dan Aykroyd was executive producer or whatever on it. Annie Potts was in it, Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. They had a little nod to Howard Ramis, Egon on there. But basically, this movie stood out on its own. Now, we heard all these reports that the proton pack destroys the ghosts. No, that was not true. There were many different devices that really gave it a kick that basically did...
Oh, I remember now.
Wait. That basically did kill the ghost, but here's the one thing about that, okay? The ghosts are already dead. They can't die again. So when they do look like they die, they go back into... They get dispersed back into, I guess, the ghost world or whatever universe thing that they're in. So they're not really dead. So the whole thing is that this movie... They had a lot of scary stuff in it. I mean, it really was. The trailers that they gave it didn't really give it justice because they did play it off that this is a serious thing. They did have some joking around, but most of the stuff was darker and scary and stuff. I did really love the actresses in it, everybody in it. For me to say, from watching it, I must have watched the original Ghostbusters in the theater, I don't know how many times with my dad, okay? Watching it on VHS, this Ghostbusters 2, my dad went to the filming of the original Ghostbusters, was hanging out with Dan Aykroyd. I gotta say that I accept this as a nice nod to the original. They didn't really disrespect it in any way, and I look forward to many sequels. I was completely satisfied, and it's shocking for me because I thought it was going to be okay, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was perfect. I didn't see anything wrong with the movie. The family, they liked it. I don't think they thought it was perfect, but they liked it. They thought it was good. So that's my rant. And stay after the credits, and there's going to be sequels because they just made an announcement that very, very soon they're going to announce when the next one's going to be filmed and when it's going to be released. So already it's going to happen. So we're going to be looking forward to many, probably sequels. So that's it. I don't have any box office numbers, unfortunately, but we will have that probably Sunday night. And it's going to be the #1 movie. So that's that. Hopefully we get to see Tarzan. I don't know if we're going to be able to see Tarzan tomorrow. But other than that, anything else, guys?
So, have you heard that that thing that Simon Pegg released that he was explaining how Sulu can be gay in this universe and he wasn't in the original? You know, remember what, I don't know if you read it.
We discussed that already. Yeah.
When Spock Prime entered this universe, he created like a ripple. He created like a ripple. Right. And that affected time in all directions.
It doesn't affect the person. All right, whatever. No matter what, that the time is altered. It really shouldn't affect. I don't know how that would affect that he's gay or not gay. I mean, he wasn't near. Here's the thing: his birth was not affected. Sulu's. Kirk's birth was altered, but Sulu's birth really wasn't changed, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So everything happened again the way it was supposed to happen. So I don't really buy that excuse. I don't buy anything that they say because I think, even George Takei did a pullback on it, right, Chris? So I kind of
unfortunately, I don't mean to cut in, but I thought that was really unfortunate that he went back on what he said, because to me it's I don't know for sure, but to me it sounds like a case of them going, "Hey, George, shut up. We're doing it our way," and he was like, "Okay."
Basically, they said what I'm gathering. What they said to him is, "Look, you're gonna screw up the release of the movie, the sales of the movie." The thing got so hyped that it didn't even really. The whole talk of what happened to the actor that died, Anton, that plays Chekhov. It was more bigger story than that, which was horrible. So, hey, we shut this thing off. Okay. So the thing is that was not. It was a mess. It was just a hot mess, and they don't. And he based whatever they're going to do with Sulu. I mean, with George Takei. Obviously, he got money or something to just give in like that, or something happened where maybe they promised him a movie or some type of other role in the company or a commercial. But basically, he didn't want to be on bad blood with Paramount and with Star Trek, so he caved in. And I really think that's unfortunate.
I just don't see what the big deal is about the whole, like, he's not gay, and I just don't get it. The big deal. So what? They just change a character into a...
It is a big deal because Gene Roddenberry, as he said, his vision of it was that he wasn't that way. And just like Stan Lee would say that Peter Parker's not gay or Iceman wouldn't be gay or whatever, you can't change what the creator originally envisioned.
Well, I know, but...
When they changed Khan, what the creator originally envisioned, it failed. So now this is another mistake that they basically were really scared about because, again, they messed with something that really was really dumb to do, okay? At plenty of times, even Stan Lee said, when you want to make a new female character or an African-American character or whatever, make a new hero, a new whatever, a villain. You don't, use existing ones. So they could have just made a new character. They didn't have to make Sulu gay. And for him as a gay man to say it was wrong was wrong. Now, you could retract it 20 times. He said he worked with the creator of Star Trek, that he was going to create a gay character, but they wouldn't allow it, but it wasn't Sulu. Sulu was not in any way, shape, or form gay. He was a straight man. He had a kid with a wife, and that was it. So just because you want to honor George Takei, that's not the way to do it, make Sulu gay if he's not gay. So, again, altering the timeline, I don't really see how the Romulans can go back in time would affect how Sulu sexual preference. That's the stupidest thing.
Well,
there's no explanation. There's no explanation to explain it because when they do it right, Chris, I mean, it really.
I agree. You know what they're trying to do? This is what they're trying to do. They saw the reaction online that was negative. George Takei.
Cut it. Why can't they cut it?
Well, this was the thing. I see what you mean, Daniel, by saying it's not a big deal because it's not going to ruin the movie.
But they made it a big deal.
But exactly, they made it a big deal, and now they're trying to say, well, there's an in-story reason for it, when really there's not. They're just trying to make an excuse for...
They basically thought that they would get all that community to watch the movie, and they thought they were doing something great, and they created their own mess when they should have shut up about it.
I just don't understand, a big part of that community is that you don't choose to be homosexual. You're born that way, and right. I believe that wholeheartedly.
And it's hard for me to believe that Zachary Quinto, who's part of that community, would go against his own community just because of a role that he has. I have a problem with.
And it's unfortunate that this is going to be a part of this movie's, the lore around, not like in Star Trek lore, but, the story around making the movie. It's unfortunate that this is going to be something a part of this, you know what I'm saying? It's all this controversy around movies now really bring it down. It's so, we had this with X-Men with, friggin' Apocalypse choking, Mystique, and now, it's
flipping out.
It affects this thing. Come on. Really?
But also, too, the Ghostbusters original trailer insulted everybody by making them believe that it was the same universe. The scientists that are already that was a mess. I mean, because they had to explain everything, that it wasn't the same universe. And they weren't even all 4 scientists. It was 3 scientists, which basically they made a reference to Leslie Jones's character is not a scientist, but is becoming one now. Because she's like worked for the MTA. So, these people that do the trailers and these people that do the hype. I mean, Simon Pegg. That's the one thing. It was such a minor thing that he did with the script, but it became the biggest thing because they blew it up. Just like the guy from, right away they got to make an announcement. Oh, my show has a lesbian character or a gay man or so. They make a big deal out of it, like Class, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a big announcement. Oh, this is going to happen. You're going to see this and you're going to love it. And it's like, when you do stuff like that, you lose track of, is that what the whole show is about? Or is it really about, science fiction? Is it about time travel? Is about this? I mean, with Star Trek, why put that in there? We know that it's a futuristic society, that everybody is equal. You don't need to prove it to this generation because, I mean, all right, just because we never saw it before doesn't mean it wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there was no real need to do that. I mean, I know that. I mean, just because the Enterprise is destroyed doesn't mean that there's a space station making another one. Just because you don't see it, just like in the other Star Trek movies, when the Kirk lost the ship and he's all upset and they make it like, they play it off like, oh, where are we gonna go? I don't know. You know that they're making the space station's basically done making another Enterprise. So, I mean, just because you don't see them building that thing doesn't mean they're not doing it. So just because you don't see a gay character in Star Trek doesn't mean that they're not there in the universe. I mean, in that future. So you don't need to show that to people. I mean, but it's good to show it, but that shouldn't have been like, it kind of ruined the whole thing. I mean, hopefully it doesn't affect it, but it will affect it, I think. We'll see.
So, yeah, just like the whole thing where he says, oh, he went to a different universe, but he went back in time and that created ripples all around. That's not how it works, but whatever. They're just trying to say something because they screwed up. Right. And they know they screwed up, and they're trying to make excuses.
Daniel, the whole thing, right, with the whole ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
The ripple effect did not go backwards to the 1980s where Khan became a British guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impossible. So they basically screwed that up. And
unless you want to say that it was always another universe, and he just went like.
That's what they really should say. That it's always been a different universe.
Yeah,
Because obviously the past is way different than, and obviously they had the technology on the USS Vengeance from a futuristic ship that people must have been traveling through time a lot. So honestly, I think maybe they'll explain that. Maybe, but still, you can't have ripples. Like, just because Nero went back, he didn't go back to the 1980s or whenever Khan was born. I mean, that's nonsense. So the timeline to me has already been altered before even anything. So
yeah.
And of course, Chekhov is probably going to be dead in this universe after this movie because there's no way to explain it. You can't. I really don't think they should recast his role.
No. They should just say, like, maybe on their way home.
No, she should become the new, just like Tasha Yar died, and then Worf became the security officer. The woman that's the white alien, whatever, she should be on that ship as that position or whatever.
Exactly. They should just say something like, they shouldn't recast him or anything. They should just say, like, maybe there was a Klingon attack and a lot of people
something happened, and it lead into the next movie, maybe the time travel thing or something. Yeah. So. Yeah,
because remember in the first movie, like the reason why this universe is like so advanced is because of Nero. They saw Nero's ship and they scanned his ship a whole bunch of times. They brought it back to Starfleet, and for the next 25 years they were.
Even the romance with Uhura and Spock, that has nothing to do with the Nero thing.
Yeah, but think about this. Okay, look, the survivors of the Kelvin took scans of Nero's ship. They brought it back, and for the next 25 years, they made
better ships, just like in the Nero Enterprise universe, where they had the ship from the future that they changed the technology in the Mirror universe. I know,
but not just that. Okay, now they got that technology from scanning Nero's ship, right? Now, the Klingons, not only did they scan Nero's ship, but they had Nero's ship for 25, 26 years. Not only have they been scanning it, they've been gutting it. Because that's what Klingons do.
Right, so they'll probably be the biggest threat in the next movie, probably.
They've been scanning it. They've been gutting it. They've had it for 25 years. They didn't just scan it. Yeah. They've had it. Right. So they should be like I was listening to a bunch of YouTubers say, like, you know, they should be like Doom Destroyers of Doom because they're, like, really powerful. But for some reason, well, I don't know. They did mention in Into Darkness that they are expanding.
Daniel, we're gonna have to cut this short because we have a time limit on here.
Oh yeah, and also, you know what? I think I'm looking at a picture. I think I can see I think they leaked the new Enterprise. It looks cool. Right. It has
we will show that tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it has three. What are those things called? Pylons?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll send it to you if you want. But it's so cool. It has like 3 impulse engines. Right. It looks cool.
Chris.
You know?
Yeah, I wanted to get back with Chris for a second. Now, Chris, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Okay, there was something else with Star Wars. What was going on with the Battlefront? And
they're releasing a single player campaign later on in the year.
Okay.
Is it DLC?
Huh?
Is it DLC?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're releasing that with a few other maps, I think. To tell you the truth, I really wasn't keeping up with it because I don't play many Star Wars games, to tell you the truth.
What is that thing I sent you says?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is about the VR update that they're gonna do for Battlefront.
Daniel, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to get the Star Wars stuff done, and we could always do a real Trekkies cast soon. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean they're doing the of course the Battlefront VR. They're also doing some elements from Rogue One with some of the DLC. So Battlefront's not dead as some people believe it is. I used to believe it was too, but it seems like they're going to update it pretty soon with VR stuff and Rogue One stuff and the single-player campaign. So it's going to probably pick up. It'll probably be a much better game after all this DLC is added to it.
Cool. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We'll be back Sunday night with shows, so take care. Bye for now.